Quaid Azam, Part 242. No doubt that pressure from USA, from Roosevelt, had a marked influence on him and the British government, equally that he did not greatly welcome this interference, but as a realist he let that be. And of course there was a very active, energetic and sensible co-relationing between UK and USA, and it was so with France as well. Of course they were the allies, and that's how it happened in fact. And when he was communicating to Roosevelt, in fact he was also explaining the situation in India as well. And I don't call it an intervention, in fact I'm calling it as a suggestion, a co-strengthening, when they had brought their hands together in matter of a defense of the empire. Sir Stafford Cripps reached New Delhi on 23 March 1942 as a representative of the War Cabinet to discuss the Indian leaders, their War Cabinet's unanimous proposals. Patel had then reacted trenchantly. How could the Congress come to terms with British government now, when in 6 months' time we might have other uncles, the Japanese, to deal with? To Patel, accurately, it was the American and Chinese pressure which had forced England to move on the Indian question, and Cripps' mission was the result. Patel at Ahmedabad had said that Cripps was coming at a time when the sands of the time were running out, and running out fast, when it might almost be impossible for the British government to give us anything or for us to take anything. This was in direct contrast to Patel's stance in August 1940, when he had conveyed openly that a section of the Congress wanted to arrive at some accord with the British government. Patel and Gandhi then worked to ensure that it would be Abul Kalam Azad that should see Cripps on behalf of the Congress, and Jawaharlal and Rajaji and Bhulabhai Desai must be kept in the background. Newspaper of that period report that Nehru continued to remain in Allahabad for 3 or 4 days after Cripps' arrival in New Delhi. However, as the talks progressed, inevitably Nehru began to play a part in the negotiation. Well, it proves few things over here. Number one, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah rightly remarked that Mr. Azad is a showboy of Congress. And then the showboy was talking to Cripps' mission. And well, when there was a question of the defense of India, look at the attitudes of these Patel genius. He says, we have other uncles. Well, when your state is on a stake, when the defense is on a stake, would you ever take a step and defend your country? Or by your mentality you are the slaves? You are British slaves and now you move on to become Japanese slaves? What is your own identity? What is your own intention? Would you take a step ahead and defend your country? Such a hollowness of these so-called leaders. There was another consideration, I'm coming back to the content, there was another consideration that then weighed with Congress leadership. Gandhi, Patel and Mahadev Desai believed that as the British were losing the war, Japan was bound to invade India. Why then come to any terms with the British through acceptance of the Cripps' proposals? Mahadev Desai